Archive of Our Own, better known as AO3, is arguably the most popular fanfiction site, currently hosting over 14.5 million works. If you're into any fandom culture, you've probably heard of it, or even used it, whether as a writer or as a reader. Almost anything can be shared on AO3, and so there are countless different fandoms, characters, relationships, and story themes to find on there. And, well, I say countless because the number is so high, but technically, many AO3 statistics are not countless. I would know because I calculated them. You may know AO3, but do you know what the most popular fandoms or tags are? Do you know what fic is the longest or has the most kudos? I do now, and I'm going to share these facts with you. Here are some different AO3 statistics I compiled that I thought were interesting. Let me know if they surprise you or not. Of course, once you've been on AO3 long enough, nothing really surprises you on there anymore. But without further ado, let's jump into our first statistic: relationship categories. AO3 has 6 different categories you can assign to a fic based on what types of relationships it contains. And the most popular category, taking up a whopping 43.8% of all total fics on the site, is M/M, stories featuring romantic or sexual relationships between 2 men. The second most popular category is F/M, female and male relationships, taking up 22.1% of all fics. Third most popular is Gen, which means stories that are not focused on any type of sexual or romantic relationships. And 17.1% of the site is filled with Gen fics. Fourth place goes to F/F relationships, female and female, with far less, 8.6%, making the gay girlies look a little overlooked. But in next to last place, we have multi-ships, which either means there's more than one type of relationship, or a relationship between more than 2 people, coming in at 4.8%. And finally, we have Other, which is any type of relationship that doesn't fit into the other categories, in last place with 3.6%. So, nearly half of all stories on AO3 are about male-on-male relationships. Wow, that's significant. My next statistic is a very simple one. It's about the completion status of all fics. 83.3% of AO3 works are labeled as complete, and 16.7% are still incomplete. Get to work, guys! We want to see the ending! Now on to the most popular freeform tags. And some of you may be asking, what is a freeform tag? Well, AO3 has 4 tag categories: fandom, character, relationship, and freeform. Freeform is anything that doesn't fit into the first 3 categories. In other words, any type of content descriptor unrelated to the fandom or list of characters and relationships is a freeform tag. For example, both marriage proposal and not beta read are freeform tags. And what are the 15 most commonly occurring? Number 1 is Fluff. A little over 20% of all stories on AO3, a fifth of them are tagged Fluff, followed by alternate universe, angst, sexual content, relationships, hurt comfort, family, friendship, smut, love, not canon compliant, romance, violence, LGBTQ themes, and finally, kissing, with a little under 5% of all fics being tagged kissing. Now, I will be diving back into a lot more related to tags, but first let's quickly deviate towards a couple specific works themselves. Which work on AO3 has the most words, for example? That would be Dragon Ball Super Groundbreaking by Ara Cypher LVZA, a Dragon Ball fanfiction with 10,995,754 words at the time of me writing this video, which is spread out over 1,094 chapters. What's really crazy about this is that this fanfiction has only been in the works for 7 months. That's like, what, 52,000 words a day? That's crazy. Here are some words from the author about it. First off, thank you for even attempting to process the sheer unit that is Dragon Ball Super groundbreaking. I promise I'm mostly okay, even if my sleep schedule might disagree. So, funny story, I got into Dragon Ball in 2023, but the ideas behind groundbreaking, they've been simmering in my brain for way longer. This isn't some AI-generated monstrosity, though I get why people assume that when a fic starts creeping into epic literature word count territory. This is just the most recent, refined version of 1,000 what-if thoughts I've had since forever. The story kept spiraling because, well, Goku and Gohan as characters kept spiraling, and I refused to let canon leave them in narrative limbo. So check out the story if you're interested. And speaking of reading fics, the work with the most hits is a Harry Potter fanfiction, All the Young Dudes by Ms. Kingbean89. It's got 17,272,486 hits, built up over 8 years. It is also the fic with the most kudos at 261,728, and it also wins for most bookmarks at 47,098. But the fic with the most comments is a different one. Strawberry and Blueberry Jam, a Voltron Legendary Defender fic by Under the Weather. Guess it gets people talking. Now let's next get into the 10 most popular fandoms. The biggest one is Real Person Fiction, or RPF, taking up 6% of the site. Next largest is K-pop, which you could argue is a subcategory of Real Person fanfiction, but the site separates them into either celebrities or music fandom categories, so I'm counting them separately here. Anyway, next is Marvel in third place, Harry Potter, DCU, Original Works, My Hero Academia, Supernatural, Star Wars, and in 10th place, Genshin Impact, with almost 2% of total fics. And when you add it all together, that means that around 1/3 of all AO3 works come from only 10 different fandoms. Crazy! Going back to the RPF, I also wanted to show you that out of all of the RPF works, a whopping 36% of them are labeled as video blogging RPF, and 23% are sports RPF. And under K-pop, 31%, nearly a third of them, are tagged as the group BTS. Now that I've shared what the top fandoms are, let's go see who the most popular character for each one is. Going from least to most saturated, we're starting with RPF. Tommy Innit is the most frequently occurring character in RPF works, appearing in 8.9% of them. In K-pop fics, Jungkook from BTS appears the most, in 19.6%. For Star Wars, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi in 20.7%. For Genshin Impact, we have Child in 20.9% of those fics. For the DCU, it's Bruce Wayne in 28.2%. For Marvel, Steve Rogers in 31%. Unsurprisingly, Harry Potter is the most popular character in Harry Potter fics, appearing in 42%. For My Hero Academia, Midoriya Izuku is most popular in 51.8%, over half of them. But Dean Winchester from Supernatural wins out of these fandoms, appearing in 78% of all the show's fics on the site. That's truly main character energy. Now, how about the top ships for each of those top fandoms? For RPF, it's Dream/George Not Found, featured in 2.5% of all RPF fics. The top freeform tags for the ship are Fluff and Angst, with 30% of all Dream and George fics being tagged Fluff. The top K-pop ship tag is Jungkook and V from BTS, taking up 5.6% of the K-pop fandom tag. Their top tags are also Fluff and Angst, though with a slightly smaller ratio for both. The top DCU ship is Cara Danvers and Lena Luthor from Supergirl, the first female characters we've seen so far today. They appear in 5.8% of all DCU fics, with their top tag also being Fluff, but their second biggest tag is Lena Luthor knows Cara Danvers is Supergirl. The number one Star Wars ship is Rey and Kylo Ren in 9% of all Star Wars fics. Their top tag is different, being alternate universe modern setting, with over a quarter of all their fics being modernized. And their second biggest tag is Fluff, of course. Genshin Impact's number 1 ship is Child/Zhongli in 9.2% of all Genshin stories. Their number 1 tag is Fluff, but their number 2 tag is a little naughtier, being Top Zhongli/Bottom Child in 17.7% of their ship fics. Marvel's biggest ship is Bucky Barnes/Steve Rogers with 9.3%, and their top tags are Fluff and Angst. Harry Potter's biggest ship is Draco Malfoy/Harry Potter, showing up in 13.5% of all Harry Potter fics. Their top tags are also Fluff and Angst. My Hero Academia's biggest ship is Bakugo Katsuki/Midoriya Izuku, in 15.3% of their Fandoms works. Their number 1 tag is Fluff, followed by Bakugo Katsuki Swears a Lot. And the number 1 supernatural ship is Castiel/Dean Winchester, appearing in an impressive 40% of all supernatural fics. And their top tags are also Fluff and Angst. Hey, they're 2 of the top tags on the whole site, so of course they're gonna show up the most. And speaking of the top freeform tags, let's go back to the top 3 and explore who shows up the most under those. The top 3 characters showing up under the Fluff tag are Park Jimin from BTS, Jungkook from BTS, and then in number 1, in 4% of all Fluff fics, the fluffiest character of them all, the reader, you! Aww. The top 3 fluffiest ships are Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter in 3rd place, Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens in 2nd, and Castiel/Dean Winchester in 1st, taking up 1.2% of all Fluff fics. As for alternate universe, which characters are taken out of their own world the most? 2nd and 3rd are once again Jungkook and Jimin from BTS, but number 1 is Steve Rogers. 2.1% of all alternate universe fics are dragging Steve out of Marvel land. The biggest ships for alternate universes are Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian from Modao Zushi in 3rd, Derek Hale and Styles Stilinski in 2nd, and Castiel/Dean Winchester in 1st place again, in 1.3% of all alternate universe fics. And finally, we have Angst to explore. The 3rd angstiest character is Tony Stark from Marvel. 2nd most is Jungkook again. And the angstiest character of all? It's you, the reader, in 2.7% of all Angst works. The angstiest ships are Aziraphale and Crowley in 3rd place, Sirius Black and Remus Lupin from Harry Potter in 2nd place, and once again, Castiel and Dean Winchester in 1st, appearing together in 1% of all total Angst fics. But going back and speaking of altering universes, what about crossovers? I discovered that 9.6% of all works on AO3 are tagged as crossovers, which means that 90.4% of them are not. Do you think this seems like a lot or a little? I'm not sure. Either way, I can give you a way crazier statistic next. Under all fics tagged as pregnancy, a whopping 48.4%, nearly half of them are tagged as mpreg. For such a controversial genre, there sure is a lot of it. As for original characters, the original female characters tag is larger than the original male characters tag, with 1.5 times as many stories. However, interestingly, specifically under the original work fandom, there are more male OCs than female OCs, which suggests that there are more female OCs in fanfiction, but more original works on AO3 about men. But of course, neither of these statistics account for anyone using simply the original character tag without any gender markers. Now, to end the video, here are some more random stats for you. The number 1 character for character studies is Midoriya Izuku. The ship that is tagged with marriage the most is Eraserhead and Present Mike from My Hero Academia. The fandom with the most Dead Dove Do Not Eat fic is My Hero Academia. The number 1 fandom for stories with homophobia is Stranger Things. The number 1 ship for Fix-It-Fix is Steve Harrington and Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. The character who is out of character the most is Harry Potter. The character who gets the wump treatment the most is Tony Stark. The most introspective character is Buck from 911. The ship that pines for each other the most is Aziraphale and Crowley. The ship with the most age gap or age difference fix is Rey and Kylo Ren. The ship with the most pregnancy is Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter. And the fandom that needs to sleep the most, with the most fix tagged I wrote this instead of sleeping, is My Hero Academia. Go to bed, guys! And there you have it. Those are all the AO3 statistics I decided to compile for you this week. Again, let me know your thoughts on all of this. Do these things surprise you or not? Now, there wasn't a lot of fandom variety in this video since it was focused on the most popular ones, so if you think I should make another video like this later on, comment what fandoms or characters or relationships or other tags you'd like me to talk about next time. I think this is all super fun to explore, so I'd be happy to do it again if people are interested. We could potentially dive deeply into any tag you want, so just let me know. Anyway, that's all for now. Class is dismissed, thank you for watching, and especially thanks to my Patreon members, my little ruse. Nebulatic Vexen, Donka42, I Am a Noodle, John Huang, Laser Scorpio, Night Avenger, Mintara, Somnophobic Danny, Savage Otters, Valzy, Terabyte AIX, Kestrel, Dragonborn Canid, and Angie Ender. And a special thanks to Anna Shainbach for your continuous support. Thank you too. I really appreciate all you guys and your extra support. Thank you for being here, being part of the Patreon. I wish you guys all the best. Again, I'm so grateful for you, and hope you guys are doing well. And the same goes to my YouTube channel members, my mini ruse, Foxstar Killer, This Person 10, and Rainy Can't. Thank you so much for your extra support. I'm so glad to have you be a part of my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I love you lots. Keep on being awesome. And once again, thank you to everyone else who watched. I really appreciate every view you give me, every comment, every like. It just makes me very happy to know that I can entertain you guys with fun videos like this that I really enjoy making. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. Have a great day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.